What's happening, family? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with my people. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a channel, podcast, anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That's all. Miscast, hashtag JBT. Justin James, hashtag JBT. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Boxtorian. This is the Thursday afternoon edition. How's everybody doing this Thursday afternoon? Back for some more boxing history. Because if it's 2 o'clock during the week, it's the Boxtorian. Tim Layton, hashtag JBT, in the building. Salute Tim Layton. Man, that JBT is everywhere all of a sudden. Wow. Jay Hardcore said, wait 3 years to see how it is. I don't even think we're going to have to wait no 3 years, man. How about like 3 more months? That JBT is popping. We got fire channels. We got fashion. We got everything over here in the JBT. And today, I'm going to be talking about some of the great Southpaws our sport has seen. Now, I know I said I was going to do the boxing venue show today, but that's a lot of research. I need a weekend to do that, so that's going to be Monday. The Southpaw show was going to be next week, but I moved that to today. And the venue show is going to be Monday. I have a whole weekend to research. I was doing it last night, but I only got like 3 of them done. So, yeah. But this is still another big show. Big week, like I told you. And we're going to top it off tomorrow with the profile, our weekly Friday profile. And guess who it's going to be? It's going to be The Rock. Rocky Marciano himself retired as the undefeated heavyweight champion. Yes, you know how they say that some fighters only need to get in one. Some got to be, you fighting Rock, you got to be perfect for 15 rounds. It was 15 back then because The Rock only needed one shot to end it. Let's ask Jersey Joe Walcott about The Rock. Jersey Joe was piecing him up for 13 rounds, leading on all 3 judges' cards. In round 13, The Rock found that one, and it was all over. That's who we're going to be talking about tomorrow. The Rock, Rocky Marciano. But how's everybody doing this Thursday afternoon? Pulled right back up on another weekend. And you see the thumbnail, the marvelous one himself. You know, when you're talking about Southpaws in this boxing, Marvelous got to be one of the first ones come to mind, man. War. And that's what he did every time he stepped between them ropes. He went to war. Ex-Tommy Hearns. Yeah. And yeah, Sugar Ray ducked him in that second fight. You know the story. Sugar Ray got a very controversial decision. Controversial. He didn't want to get back in there with Marvin because Sugar Ray retired after the fight. Marvin tried to get the rematch. Waited 14 months. Sugar Ray was adamant about being retired. So the marvelous one gave up after 14 months and retired. And guess what? A month later, Sugar Ray came out of retirement. Is that a duck or what? If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then damn it, it's a duck. And I don't care what nobody say. Sugar Ray ducked that second fight. He did not want to get back in that ring with Marvin Hagler, okay? And what Hagler should have done, after he retired after that 14 months and Sugar Ray came back a month later, Marvin should have came back. Sugar Ray probably would have retired again. Now, I love Sugar Ray. Great fighter. But he ducked that second fight with Marvin Hagler. I don't care what nobody say. Okay? Just look at the facts. You know, that story I just told had duck written all over it, man. Come on now. Keep it 100. Call it for what it is. Remo. Hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Hashtag JBT. In the building. Okay? I hope y'all saw that probably hashtag Let's Talk Fashion yesterday. I done seen it twice. Yeah, I done seen it twice. Because Remo only giving us once a week, so I gotta watch the same one over and over till next Wednesday. You know? But it's all good. The anticipation is part of what makes it so great. But salute Remo. Proud of that young brother. I'm glad he's part of the JBT, man. Remo, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion, hashtag JBT. Just boxing talk. Yeah, we're going to get into these Southpaws about 2:30ish. Give some more of my people time to get in the building. I know Lonnie Lee is coming. He getting ready to get off work. Here's Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. You know, that's another good spot to go if you want boxing history. Because that's where the boxtorian goes to get his history. Over there with Bruce Gas. So he must be putting it down over there. Yeah, that's where I go to get my history. When I want history, I go there to Bruce Gas. Yes, sir. And he's in the building. Yeah. Yeah, we got some good stuff. We got 12 good Southpaws. And time permitting at the end of the show. Now, see, all these Southpaws I got are former boxers. No active. This is history. But if we had time at the end, I got a few active Southpaws I'm going to go over. Okay? Oh, yeah, that's what we're doing today. This Thursday afternoon. Put them on another weekend. I think we got a card out of the UK this weekend. I'm not sure. Yeah. But salute to Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more in the building. Doja had a big week. Monday was the controversial judges' decisions, remember? And then Tuesday we did the show on the mafia. And like I was saying, the government cleaned it up back in the 60s. Took the mafia out of it for the most part. But we really don't need the mafia. We got the Godfather and Mauricio. Fights are still getting fixed, right? Perfect example. Maxie Hughes and George Kambosos. If that wasn't fixed, my name ain't Cass Sports. Okay? It was predetermined that Kambosos was going to be the winner. Maxie Hughes watched him. I had it 10-2. But Kambosos got his hand raised. He looked like the most surprised one in the building. And then remember, yesterday was the trilogy show. 15 great trilogies. I hope y'all enjoyed that one. I enjoyed bringing it to you. I'm learning too, as I do these days. Yeah, we got 15 great Southpaws. Like the marvelous one right there. The Pac-Man, Sweet Pea. Then I go back some too. Flash Holiday. You know I got to go back to my era. 20s to 50s. I got Gabriel, Flash, Holiday. Who else I got? Got some good guys from back in that old time era. You know? Yeah. I'm trying to see. Bear with me for a minute. That's the I had started doing the venues, but like I said, I need more time for that because that's a lot of research. I only got 3 of them done, so I had to move the Southpaw show up. Yeah, like I was saying, the marvelous one, Sweet Peter, Pac-Man, Tiger Flowers, some of the old school guys. Who can forget the Macho Man, Hector? He's on here. We're talking about the great Southpaws, man. Gabriel Flash Day, I think I said him. Sergio Martinez was also a bad one. We're going to get into it. Yeah, about 15 minutes or so. We'll salute to everybody in the building. Like I said, the usual suspects. Bruce Gas, Remo, Tim Layton, Justin James. You know Miss Cass going to be in here. She's the brains behind this Cass Sports outfit. I'm the brawn. Okay. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, is the brains. Yeah. I did keep it 100, man, you know. Couldn't do it without her support. Definitely couldn't do it without her support. You know. I know a lot of wives who get tired of looking at me sitting over this desk all the time, Googling and reading and all that stuff, but she don't say nothing. Like I told you, I wake up some mornings on the weekends. She watching old boxing matches, man. Yeah. So it really helps to have a hardcore wife that loves the sport, you know. Yeah. That was one of the things when I first met her, man. We watching fights and we talking about we shouldn't have threw the jab right there. He should have went with the right. And why does he go left? And I'm like, damn, I gotta marry this woman. Yeah. But yeah, Southpaws today. Salute to everybody. What's up, Remo? Hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Hashtag JBT. Oh man. Damn, Remo. Zab ain't on the list. But he's honorable mention. Zab is honorable mention. Couldn't put all of them on there, Remo. Somebody got to be left out. I just did 12. But Zab should have been on it. You are 100% right. Mr. King of the Casuals. I didn't even think about Zab. Okay. This guy called himself King of the Casuals. I ain't even going to tell him stop no more. I'll just go with it, okay? I'll say the so-called King of the Casuals, man. I didn't even think about Zab. But Remo did. Okay. But everybody okay this Thursday afternoon? Getting toward the weekend. We got another Friday night card next week. The ball father. Oscar Valdez back in the ring. I can't think up the top of my head who he's fighting. But I know it's a female undisputed fight on the card too. I believe it's Celeste Estrada. But only 10 rounds, 2 minutes. They ought to be over there with Jake. I can't keep saying it enough. Jake giving up 12 rounds, 3 minutes. Jake just saying, you know, forget the WBC belt, okay? The other 3 are down with it. WBA, WBO, IBF. So just, you know, hey, give Mauricio his belt back. He just won't get them sanctioning fees, that's all. He'll come around. He will come around. You know, that's what you got to do. You got to stand for something and stop falling for anything, you know. For Mauricio's nonsense. Because that's what it is. The women come down that aisle and go up them steps and climb through them ropes just like the men. Why should they not be treated equal? Because they are not. Okay? Get over there with Jake Paul. Start to like that youngster more and more, man. You know? Kind of good for the sport, I think. You know, a lot of people say, you know, what he's doing and all this is negative. But no, I think Jake is good, man. Good for the sport. He's just stepping in, filling in the void where these active fighters are not doing, you know? They're not giving us the fights we want. So y'all like what Jake Paul is doing over there. There's Mike Masick in the building. What's up, Mike Masick? We got the Southpaw show today, Mike. Had to cancel out the venue show until Monday. I need more time to do my research. Because I don't want to bring it to y'all halfway. I want to do it right, you know. So Monday will be, I did the old switcheroo. Switched the Southpaws to today. Made the venues on Monday. That's all. Okay, Remo. See that? There's the king of the casuals again, spitting out hardcore facts, man. Remo says Zab, the only boxer that's the lefty. He's a natural right-hander. I didn't know that. See, I'm learning too. I did not know that. Zab is a natural right-handed fight, naturally right-handed, but he just boxed left-handed. That from the king of the casuals, the so-called king of the casuals. That is, yeah. I ain't gonna tell him stop no more. Yeah, but yeah, I didn't know that. Wow. And he was a very good southpaw. Sorry, I left him off of my list. I might talk about him at the end as honorable mention, you know. But I got 12 good ones, so 12 very good southpaws for you today. You'll see as we go through it. But I appreciate everybody coming in the building today. Yeah, Tim. Don't about listen to that king of the casual stuff. Remo is probably king of the hardcores. But that's a good title. King of the casuals, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I did not know that Zab was really right-handed. Because he's really good southpaw fighter. Is Zab in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Anybody know? Zab Judah, is he in the Hall of Fame? I know one thing, he was the only fighter that Floyd ever fought that was faster than him, that I saw. Yeah. You know, that could actually match Floyd's speed for speed was Zab, that I saw. Yeah. Remember that fight? And all hell broke loose? Zab's father jumped in there, Roger jumped in there, oh my goodness. But they got it sorted out and finished it. That was crazy, man. Floyd was beating him and Zab went with the low blow. Roger told Floyd in the corner. He said, that motherfucker gonna do something dirty. You know, Roger was very colorful. And Zab sure did. Yeah. Roger called it. And when he did it, he jumped in there and then called the name Noel or something like that. Yoel, something like that. He jumped in there and then everybody else jumped in there. And it was on then. But I was surprised when they got it sorted out. I thought that was it for that fight, but they finished it. Yeah, they finished that fight. And I saw that as it was happening. I forgot what year it was. It's J Hardcore from Hardcore Boxing News. Hashtag JBT. That's the creator of the JBT. So salute to J Hardcore, who came up with this great idea, JBT, and it's going places. And Jay, I don't know about that 3 years, man. It might be sooner than that. This JBT is popping, man. I know you always say you can't wait to see 3 years from now. We might not have to wait 3 years, bro. This thing is growing rapidly. I mean, it's like 10 people in here, almost all of them got JBT behind the name. But I like it. I like it a lot. But salute to J Hardcore, everybody. We're going to start in about 5 minutes on these Southpaws I got for you today. Yeah. And don't forget, tomorrow is going to be The Rock. Rocky Marciano is the profile this week. Undefeated heavyweight champion. But you know, you had to be perfect against him every minute of every round. Like I was saying, ex-Jersey Joe Walcott. He was winning through 13 on all 3 judges' cards. But The Rock got that one in. And if he was the champion, it was over. You know? Jersey Joe was down and out. It was an old Jersey Joe now. But it was still Jersey Joe. It wasn't Rock's fault. You know, he was in there past his time or whatever. Joe Louis too. It wasn't Rocky's fault. They stayed along. He was just doing what he was supposed to do. You know? Yeah. Rock had one of the greatest chins ever. Man, you'll find out tomorrow when we talk about it. Rocky Marciano. Yeah. And we're going to be doing a profile every Friday now on a former boxer. And these Southpaws today are all former boxers. But like I said, at the end of the show, time permitting, we're going to talk about some current great Southpaws, since we're on Southpaws. Like some of the current active guys, like the current face of boxing, Devontae Davis, Demetrius Andrade, Alexander Usyk, Shakur Stevenson, Slick Shakur Stevenson. He don't have a nickname, so I gave him one, Slick Shakur Stevenson. Earl Spence, some of the good active Southpaws at the end if we have time. But these 12 I got are all former retired fighters, okay? Because this is a history show. Now, all these active guys, if Cast Sports still around 40 years from now when they retire, then I'll be doing a show on them. But right now, it's for the old guys. So let's get ready to get into it. Yeah, I just can't get over that one thing, though, that Towering Inferno, man. Getting a title shot after coming off a knockout loss, right? But Senior from the Rise podcast made an excellent point the other day. He's already on the card, so, they just slid him into the slot. But I still can't get over it, man. How do you get knocked out in your last fight, or your next fight, you fight for a title? Come on, man. Where does that happen at? In today's boxing, that's where. But let's get ready to talk about these 12 great Southpaw boxers. And that's, you know who that is on the thumbnail. The marvelous one. The one Sugar Ray ducked for the second fight. And Sugar Ray is one of my favorites. But he did duck Marvin Hagler for that second fight. Man stayed around 14 months trying to get a rematch. Sugar Ray said he was retired. And when Hagler gave him after 14 months and retired, a month later, Sugar Ray came back. That's a duck. Hagler should have came back the next month just to see what Sugar Ray would. He probably would have retired again. That's the duck, man. If I ever heard of a duck, that's a bigger duck than more obvious than what Canelo doing. Canelo's not gonna fight David Benavidez. Go ahead and duck Canelo. That's what you've been doing. Just go ahead and do it. Nobody will be surprised. Okay? Call it for what it is. Keep it 100. Joy Faints, 757. What is happening, Joy Faints? How are you today? Good to see you. And all that. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Boxtorian. We get ready to get into these 12 Southpaws I got for you today. And time permitting, we're going to talk about a couple of active Southpaws. Okay. Like the face of boxing, Devontae Tank Davis. Yeah. Okay. 12 great Southpaw boxers. Retired, that is. Everybody okay this Thursday, though? What we got, sir? I think we got a card out of the UK. I don't know too much about anybody on it, but it's boxing. So we'll watch it. Because that's what we do. Just watch boxing. And like I was saying, the Barfather got another Friday night card. We done had a lot of Friday nights this year. And a couple of Thursdays. But that's good. Plus, we got Pro Box next Wednesday. We got midweek boxing again next week. So that's good. Yeah. Oscar Valdez is back in the ring next Friday. I forgot who he was fighting. I think one of the Vargas sons, I believe it was Emiliano, is on the card. Got a female undisputed fight. Denise Estrada's fighting somebody. I think they're like 105. And 10 rounds, 2 minutes though. So yeah, I don't like that at all. I think, But if you with Jake Paul, you get 12 rounds, 3 minutes. Because his last card, Jake had a prospect fight with 2 women. 4 rounds, but it was 3 minutes. Yeah, it was 4 rounds, but it was 3 minutes. And Jake getting them paid too. Yeah. Amanda Serrano has not scheduled her. Remember, she got injured. She was supposed to have been on that card, but she didn't reschedule it yet. And plus, they still had the card, but plus Jake gave everybody in attendance a 100%. They bought tickets at 100% refund. Now, you think the Barfather or Eddie Hearn or Oscar would have done that? No. The Barfather would have been like, you still got the card, You're not getting 1 penny back. But Jake still gave everybody 100% refund. He slid himself into the main event. Plus, they had another championship fight on the card. But he still gave everybody 100% refund. That was big of Jake. Like I said, I started to like that kid more and more, man. More and more and more. Okay, Al Booker in the building. What's up, Al Booker? What's happening? Now, this list is not, as usual, not like a best 12 ever. It's just 12 good ones. But what I did, as I go down the list, I think the fighters get better and better, okay? You know, so I went from, you know, the better ones are will be the last ones I talk about it, but it's not a 12 best ever Southpaws. It's just 12 great Southpaws, okay? All right, Tim Layton in the building. Tim, you didn't knock that guy's head off this morning, did you? No, you must not have, because you in here. Yeah. Tim you must not have, because if you had, you probably wouldn't be in the in this chat. So good. I'm glad you didn't, Tim. Yeah, because I have no doubt that you could have did it now. I know you could have did it, but I'm glad you didn't. Tim, I'm glad you didn't. Okay, here we go. Oh, the Southpaw. Those pesky lefties who force every orthodox fighter to rethink everything he's ever learned about fighting, right? Southpaw boxers have a conventional style and approach. You know, to circle right means you're circling right into the Southpaw's power punch. Then you got the headbutts, tripping over feet, and that straight left hand. You know, when you're fighting the Southpaw, you got to think about all that kind of stuff. Orthodox fighters got to rethink everything they ever knew about fighting against the Southpaw. In short, Southpaws are a pain in the rear end. Now, the world of boxing is rich in its diversity of styles, has seen the rise of the Southpaw boxers who have redefined the art of combat. With their unconventional approach, these left-handed warriors have stood out in a traditionally right-handed sport, no doubt. Now, some fighters are excellent against Southpaws, right? Bernard Hopkins immediately comes to mind. You know, B-Hop was pretty good when he was going up against Southpaws, and a few others. But many fighters struggle to adapt to the unorthodox style, which is why some of the elite lefties are avoided by mainstream fighters, like the plague. That's so true. There have been many exceptional Southpaw boxers who have made unique contributions to the sport of boxing and have an unforgettable impact on the sport. From devastating power punches to master tacticians, Southpaws have left an indelible mark in the annals of boxing history, captivating us fans and shaping the future of boxing. So, okay, let's talk about these 12 Southpaws I got for you today. Okay, I'll move that over, move my notes out the way. Okay, then what? Okay, that was my little speech. Now, okay, I got a slide presentation for you today. I've tried to get that commercial Remo sent me, but I don't know maybe I got to talk to Remo online because they keep telling me it's too big or something. It's the wrong size or something. I don't know what I'm doing. That's why I keep it simple. But I need that commercial because I love it. It's a JBT commercial. Y'all will see it. That's Freddie Miller. Okay. Okay, Tim said, no, I said things so no one else could hear. And left it at that. Okay, good, Tim, yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that you could have took that man's head off. I know you could have. Yeah, but you didn't. We need you in this JBT, Tim Layton. You're a main part of this thing, especially Cash Sports. I can't lose a supporter like Tim Layton, man. You know, cannot. Okay, that's Freddie Miller on the screen, right? Now, Freddie Miller fought as a featherweight in the 20s and 30s, right? Now, it seemed like he fought every 15 minutes. because he had 250 fights. He had finished with a record of 210 wins, 32 losses, and 8 draws. And he had 45 knockouts, right? And once he won the featherweight title, he defended it 12 times successfully. Okay, 12 successful title defenses for Freddie. Not bad. Now, Freddie wasn't known for his power, but he had a good chin, great chin. According to BoxRec, in 250 fights, he was only stopped twice. That's a lot of fights. He only got stopped 2 times. Now he fought Tommy Paul, who was another good boxer down around his era, 6 times. And he beat him 4 out of 6 times. Freddie Miller. Okay. Let's move on. The next one is Yvonne Calderon. Yvonne Calderon. He was a Puerto Rican. Didn't have much power. 39 total fights. He only had 6 knockouts. But you know, you don't need much power when you're a good defensive fighter like Calderon. It's almost impossible to hit, right? Don't need power. He won 35 fights. And he embarrassed a lot of fighters, easily cruising to victory. He turned pro in 2001. Didn't suffer his first loss until 2010. Went 9 years undefeated. A win by Calderon those first 9 years of his career was almost as certain as death and taxes. Okay? And normally by wide decision. Almost impossible to, kind of like a Floyd, almost impossible to outpoint. You had to get him out of there to beat him. But he couldn't be hit. You know, that's why he went almost 10 years without a loss. Now, in 2010, he finally slowed down. He was 35 years old, right? And that's old for a guy fighting at 108, because, you know, down there, man, it's a lot of action. You know, down there. Like Aunt McQueen described, like 2 insects buzzing around and stuff, yeah. But he fought till 35. And Giovanni Segura was the first man to beat him. Called himself Iron Boy. He retired in 2012 after 39 fights. Won 35, lost 3, he had 1 draw. Yvonne Iron Boy Calderon. Bad man, okay? Come up a little bit closer to this era. Next one is Sergio Martinez. Yeah, Sergio was a bad southpaw, man. Yes, he was. Okay. Sergio Martinez is next. From Argentina. Fought most of his career as a junior middleweight. Wasn't that well known. Because he was avoided by a lot of fights. Okay. Now, he finally got his big break when he fought to a draw against Kermit Cintron in 2009. Now, anybody who remember and saw that fight probably knows that Kermit should have got the win, right? He should have had a knockout. Because Cintron complained about being hit with a headbutt and then an elbow, right? But it was just a gorgeous punch by Martinez. But the referee didn't see it that way. Called it a draw. Then he really became known when he beat Paul Williams. Y'all remember Paul Williams? Paul Williams was around that time, man. Paul Williams was pound for pound type in the 2000s. Yeah. And Martinez beat him. And they had a rematch. Okay. Then after he beat Williams again, he lifted the middleweight championship from Kelly Pavlik. And then he was on the radar then, because he cleaned out the 160-pound division. And he had a great, brilliant performance against Julio Cesar Chavez in 2012. Sergio Martinez, another great southpaw, former great southpaw. Didn't really get his due until he moved up to middleweight. That's when he became known, because that's when he started beating some real good fighters. Kermit Cintron, Paul Williams, had that great performance against Julio Cesar Chavez. Yeah, middleweight is where he got his due at. Sergio Martinez. Next, Gabriel Flash Elorday. That's him on the right. Filipino. Great Filipino fighter. Started around the 1950s. Featherweight. Had good size though, because he was 5'7", you know. Used footwork and speed to become a world champion. Flash did. Defeated legendary Sandy Sadler in 1955. I know y'all have heard me talk about Sandy Sadler. He had the 4 fights with Willie Pep. Beat Willie Pep 3 out of 4. Flash defeated him. Moved to super featherweight. Started at featherweight, moved to super featherweight. Became champion in 1960 and held it for 7 straight years. Okay? 7 straight years. And back in that period, when everybody fought everybody, that's quite an accomplishment to stay champion for 7 straight years, like 60s, 70s, anytime before, like the teens, when all this ducking and dodging and tiptoeing around each other started. But especially back there in the 60s, defend your title for 7 years, that was amazing. Quite an accomplishment. You had to be a bad man to do that. Considered to be one of the greatest Filipino fighters of all time. Okay? One of the greatest Filipino fighters of all time. Alongside this guy, some unknown Filipino fighter named Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. Down in the Philippines, Flash is talked about in the same breath as Manny Pacquiao. Okay, that's how they feel about him. He went into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1993. Gabriel Flash Elorday. That's him on the screen. Next up is Joe Calzaghe. Wasn't that the guy that knocked B-Hop through the ropes? Beat Roy Jones too. But he caught both of them at the end of their careers, but he still beat them. He's still on his record as wins. When you look at his record, it's not going to say, well, these were 2 age fighters past their prime. It's just going to say he beat them, okay? Those are 2 names on his resume, B-Hop and Roy Jones, okay? Joe Calzaghe called himself the Pride of Wales. And he's the only undefeated fighter among these lefties on his list. Okay, this is Joe Calzaghe. In fact, he's one of the few elite fighters in boxing history to retire undefeated. Joe is one of the few. Okay. Now, he wasn't a massive puncher either. And he got hit a lot. Okay. But he could punch from every angle. And his work rate was off the charts, man. He used his work rate to, and his angles to frustrate opponents. Like I said, he got hit a lot, and he did get dropped a lot too during his career. But he had an excellent heart, man. And he always got up each time to win. He got dropped a lot, but he always got up and he never lost. Okay, that's a testament to his heart and guts, right? And he was one of those kind of guys, kind of like a Benavidez. He got stronger as the fight wore on. Like I was talking about, he beat Roy Jones and B-Hop. They were both aging fighters, but like I said, it's not going to say that on his resume. It's just going to say he beat them. Okay, don't have no description about people past their prime or whatever. They just on your resume, right? I can't stress that enough. So he beat him. Cheryl Whitley in the building. Salute. Cheryl Whitley in the building. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Boxtorian. We are talking about the former great Southpaw fighters today. Right now, the guy on the screen is Joe Calzaghe. Defeated B-Hop and Roy Jones. Wasn't he the one to knock B-Hop through the ropes? Yeah, that was Joe. Retired undefeated. Like I said, he didn't have a good chin. Got dropped a lot. But every time he got up and won the fight, never lost. One of the few elite fighters to retire undefeated. Also had a great German fighter, Mikkel Kessler, on his resume as a win. Jeff Lacey. And he beat Jeff Lacey so bad. Jeff Lacey was never the same after his loss to Joe Calzaghe. Okay? Was never the same fighter after that. Now, his resume, that's one of the big knocks on him is his resume. Because again, B-Hop, Roy Jones, the biggest names on there were past their prime when he beat them. Okay. And his reluctance to fight outside of the UK was another big knock against him. You know how those UK fighters are. He was real bad about that. He just would not come out of the UK and fight. Okay. And that was one of the big knocks on him for the majority of his career. Okay. He didn't want to fight nowhere but at home. And, I can't stress enough, his win over Roy is tempered due to how badly Roy Jones had faded by the point he fought him. And B-Hop too. Okay. He retired in 2008 with a record of 46-0, 32 knockouts. Joe Calzaghe. Okay. Now, I got to put some people way back there with, I like 20s to 30s, So, yeah, here's one. Bear with me for one moment. Everybody okay this Thursday afternoon? Hope you're enjoying the show. Don't forget to mark the profile of the week is on Rocky Marciano, The Rock. Okay. Only heavyweight champion to retire undefeated, right? Now you might say Tyson Fury, Usyk are heavyweight champions. They're undefeated, but they haven't retired yet. And one of them get ready to get an L, not unless it's a draw. But they got 2 fights, remember? It's a rematch clause both ways, so one of them will not retire undefeated. There ain't gonna be no 2 draws. If it's 2 draws, then we gotta have a trilogy. Okay. And if either one wins, if different ones win the first 2 fights, we gotta have a trilogy. You can't have no undisputed heavyweight fight and let it end at no 1-1. No way, man. But in today's era, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I wouldn't be surprised. Fury win the first one, Usyk win the second one, and then they just say, oh, well, that's it. Which would be crazy. Nothing settled. Okay, but the next guy on the list is a guy named Young Corbett III. Okay, that's his name. Young Corbett III. Now, his real name was Rafael Giordano. Okay. He's born in 1905. But he changed his fighting name to Young Corbett III. And guess what? He started his first fight, he was 14 years old. Okay. I don't know how he did that, but back around the time he was fighting, I guess you could do that. He started his career in 1919, right? 14 years old. Ain't that something? There's Lonnie Lee. in the building. You must have got off late today, Lonnie Lee. Or you just couldn't find no green light. But salute Lonnie Lee in the building. Hashtag JBT, that is. Can't forget that JBT. Just boxing talk. That's important. That's huge, that JBT. And Lonnie Lee wears it proudly. It looks good on there, too. That JBT looks good behind everybody's name. Just boxing talk, man. But salute Lonnie Lee in the building. Off work. One more day, it'll be the weekend. We got a card out of the UK. I don't know anybody on it. But it's boxing. And we're going to watch it. And then we're going to be talking about it. Okay. But yeah, young Corbett III. Now, he was born Rafael Giordano. I don't know why he put that third on there. Was it two other young Corbett's before him or something? I don't know. Okay. But he started his career in 1919 at 14 years old. Right? Now, he didn't have elite power. But he was difficult because he would throw punches and then he would just maul his opponent before you could retaliate against him. Kind of like an old school Ricky Hatton, right? He beat the legendary Billy Conn. Remember, I know y'all have heard me talk about Billy Conn. Yeah, in 1937. But remember, he started at 14, so yeah. Still in his 30s at that time. He dropped Billy Conn in the second round. Now, Conn came back and beat him a couple months later to avenge it. But he did have a win against Billy Conn, legendary Billy Conn, okay? Young Corbett III. Now, he retired in 1940, right? He had 156 fights. He won 122. He lost 12. Hey, guess what? He had 22 draws. That's a lot of draws, man. The guy I did last week on the profile, George Dixon, had 57 draws. But see, a lot of that was his race and a lot of bad decisions where he really won. They didn't want to give him the win over the white guy, so they called it a draw because they knew he really won. 57 draws, a lot of that was that, right? Had to be, you know. But, you know, that was just the era. It is what it is, you know. But this guy had 22 draws. Wow, that's a lot of draws, man. Isn't it? Ooh. That is a whole lot of draws. The 57. BN Boxing News in the building. What's up, BN Boxing News? Another fire channel in this JBT. I told you, man, this JBT. I don't know if it's going to take 3 years, Jay. I'm talking about the end of this year. We're going to be big. And the meeting, don't forget, 1 o'clock Saturday. More information coming. First JBT meeting, 1 o'clock Saturday. I haven't had anything to the contrary yet, so yeah. More information to follow, okay? Will be passed along. Everybody is welcome to be there. The more the merrier. All ideas are welcome from anybody, okay? Because you don't have to have that JBT behind your name to be a member of the JBT, okay? Okay, the next guy up on the Southpaws list. Look like we're gonna have time to talk about some of these active Southpaws too. Since we're talking about Southpaw, it's Tiger Flowers, okay? We're gonna have time to talk about these. That's Tiger on the right. Talk about these some of these active guys, you know, like the current face of boxing, Gervonta Davis. Yeah. Let's say Gervonta Davis is the current face of boxing. I believe I did. Okay. Tiger Flowers. Now, he was the first African-American middleweight champion. Tiger Flowers was. Real name Theodore Flowers. Liked to brawl. Okay. He died young at 32 years old. Fought some bad dudes, man. Sam Langford, Mickey Walker, Harry Grieve. That's a resume right there, them three. Sam Langford, Mickey Walker, Harry Grieve. Back in that time frame. 20s, 30s. Woo. He beat Harry Grieve for the middleweight title in 1926, right? That's when he became the first African-American middleweight champion, Tiger Flowers, right? That was in 1926. Then he gave Grieve the rematch. That was the thing back then, Rematches were automatic, not like now, where rematch is a bad word nowadays. Guy almost beat you nowadays. I ain't fighting him again. I almost lost my O to him. No way I'm fighting him again. But back in them days, 20s, 30s, 40s, around then, rematch was automatic. You take the champion's title, he getting a rematch, man. Because you wanted to prove it wasn't a fluke, right? You wanted to say, yeah, I took your title and I'm going to beat you again to show you. I'm better than you. You wanted to fight him again. And the champion definitely wanted to rematch. He wanted to try to get his title back, right? That's just how it was in them days. Now, he lost it to Mickey Walker when he fought him again. Very controversial fight. And like I said, he died at 32. It was because of complications during a surgical procedure. Yeah. Complication from a surgical procedure. He died at 32 years old. Wow. Mickey Walker. Now, at the time of his death, remember I said he lost that controversial fight to Mickey Walker. At the time of his death, he was still trying to get a rematch with Walker, right? And Mickey Walker is known as one of the greatest fighters of all time, man. Now, Tiger Flowers went into the International Hall of Fame in 1993. Remember, it just started in 1990, okay? A whole bunch of those old guys from back in the era went in a truckload in 1990, the initial year. I used to always wonder why Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson didn't get the Hall of Fame until 1990, because that's when they started it. So that explains it, because I was like, they should have been in the Hall of Fame. But it didn't start till 1990. Tiger went in 1993, okay? He had 135 fights in his career. He won 115, he lost 14, and he had 6 draws. Tiger Flowers. Theodore Tiger Flowers, bad man. Now we get into the meat of the list. I told you it's going to get better as we go. Told you it's going to get better as we go. And we're going to have time to talk about a few of these active Southpaws. Like the current face of boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay, yeah, we're going to have time to do that, though. All jokes aside. Next up is the Macho Man. Now, part of his legacy is he invented that skirt thing, whatever you call it. He was the first one I saw with it back in the 80s. And we was like, what, is he crazy? What in that shit he got on? Now, a whole bunch of them wearing it, the skirt thing or whatever you call that thing. And he was the first one I saw wearing it. That's part of his legacy. He started that. Hector, yeah. He used to wear the whole thing, like the Roman soldiers with the little helmet and the metal vest up top. Yeah, Hector had the whole outfit on when he come out there, man. Yeah. The Macho Man was a very colorful guy, man. But he's next on the list of Southpaws. Couldn't do a list of former great Southpaws without Hector Camacho on it. Wouldn't be justice, Okay, good, Bruce Gass. I hope you enjoyed, my brother. Hope you enjoyed. Chop Chop. Who is that, Al Booker? Chop Chop. Al Booker says, remember Chop Chop. And he's laughing. Okay, yeah, but we're talking about Hector now. Bruce Gass, the winner of the contest package, has arrived. His award has arrived. Yeah. Yeah, his award has arrived. What he won has arrived. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. But Hector Camacho. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. We're going to have time to talk about these current Southpaws, active Southpaws. Like the face of boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis. Never stop. Okay, Hector. Called himself Macho. Okay? Macho Camacho. Now, he was not a subtle guy, right? He fought like a wild man in the ring. And he definitely lived like one outside of it, okay? Hector. Now, Hector used to dance down the aisle to the ring, right? And sometimes he didn't even fool with the jab. He relied on speed and power punches to overwhelm his opponents. Now, Hector was the first boxer to win titles in 7 divisions. Not Manny. It was Hector. Okay, but Hector stopped at 7. Like Amanda got 7. Now, Amanda got 7. She might pass Manny because Manny is retired. Amanda is still active. Okay. Although she's been doing it 15 years. But 2 more divisions, he got 9. And people don't talk about her that much. Hector neither. But Hector got 7 divisions, okay? First one to win titles in 7 divisions was Hector Macho Camacho. Okay. Okay. Yeah, he was after Hector Albooker, yeah. Chop. The Rise Podcast in the building. The closer for the JBT. The Rise Podcast. Salute to the Rise Podcast. 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. 12 p.m. on Sunday. And the closer. Okay. Finishes the day for the JBT. Cuts out the lights and closes the door on the JBT day. Salute to the Rise Podcast in the building. Okay, Hector Camacho, right? Like I said, he was the first boxer to win titles in 7 divisions. Not Manny. Okay. He got wins over Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard. Now, neither one of them should have still been in the ring when he beat him, but like I said about Joe Kawasaki, when you look at his resume, it's not going to say neither one of them should have been still in the ring. It's just going to say he beat him, okay? Their names on his resume, okay? So he got ring wins over both of them, 2 of the 4 kings. You know, both were well past their prime, but he still beat him. He fought Julio Cesar Chavez and Oscar, okay? Oscar fought everybody, man. Everybody come up just say he fought Oscar, you know. Oscar got that resume, man. Wow. Oscar fought everybody. When you talk about Oscar, you say who he didn't fight, because he fought everybody. You got to figure out who Oscar didn't fight, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, unfortunately, he was kind of wild out the ring, and he never slowed down. He was arrested numerous times, and you know he ended up getting murdered in 2012. Remember? Yeah. I think a couple people went to prison for that. Yeah. Remember, I did a profile on him a while back. Now he had 87 fights in his career. He won 78, lost 6. He had 3 draws. Okay? Hector Macho Camacho. Now, I told you it gets better and better as I get down to the end of it. And we're going to have time to talk about these, a few current active boxers, including Gervonta Tank Davis, the current face of boxing. Well, I already said that about 10 times, didn't I? Yeah. But we're going to talk about him and a few other active boxers in a few. Next is Vincent Saldivar, another great former left-hander. Oh, no, that's not Vincent. That's Manny Pacquiao. Oh, man. I miss Vincent. Back up there. Okay. Yeah, I got it mixed up. That's Vincent. Yeah. That's Vincent on the left. I don't know how I got it mixed up. He was supposed to be after Hector, but it's him. Trust me. Okay. Now, Vincent Saldivar, Mexican. He was a beast in the ring. He had a nasty 1-2 combination, man. Excellent in some of his opponents. But that 1-2 Vincent Southpaws had. Yeah, he had a nasty 1-2 punch, Vincent Southpaws. And a relentless body attack. Typical Mexican fighter, with that body attack, right? We just saw one last weekend. What was his name? William Zepeda, yeah. Southpaws had that typical relentless Mexican body attack, Yeah. To weaken his foes. Great at breaking a fighter down via that body attack. Now, he got his signature victory in 1964 when he defeated future Hall of Fame inductee and fellow Mexican, Sugar Ramos. Now, he got beat twice later in his career, came back from brief retirement when he should have just stayed retired, Came back. I don't know whether he needed money or whatever it was. I don't know. That ain't my business. But he had no business back in there, and he lost both times. Okay. He had 40 fights, 37-3. 2 of those 3 was, remember, when he had retired and came back, and he had no business coming back. So really, 37-1. That 3 got an asterisk by. He had 26 knockouts. And he was inducted posthumously after his death into the Hall of Fame in 1999. Yeah, so he went in the Hall. Yeah. He had passed away when he went in. So now, next is the Pac-Man. Told you it gets better and better. Oh, that's Hector. Oh, that's right. I had Hector in the wrong place. Next is Manny. Where you at, Manny? There's Manny. Right there. Yeah. Manny Pacquiao. The Pac-Man. Al Booker says another Mike Rhyme in the building. What's up, Mike Rhyme? Good afternoon, my brother. We're talking about these Southpaws. We only got 3 left, Mike, but we're going to talk about some active Southpaws because we got plenty of time. Some of these active guys, like the current face of boxing. You know who it is. Devontae Tank Davis. But salute to Mike Rhyme in the building. Al Booker says another dude, Excelad on hood. Shake my head. Yeah, there's Manny on the screen, the Pac-Man. Now, June 23rd, 2001 was supposed to be a coming out party for Lalo Ledwaba in Las Vegas on HBO. But instead, he was steamrolled by a young Filipino unknown fighter named Manny Pacquiao. Okay? It was Manny Pacquiao's coming out party. And guess what? Manny took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. 2 weeks' notice. Okay? And then after 12 years and a record 8 world titles in 8 weight classes later, Manny had turned into a global attraction. Okay? That was his coming out party. He stole the show from another guy, from an established fighter. He climbed through those weight classes with ease. He was widely thought of as the fighter of the decade from 2001 to 2010. That 10-year period, yeah. And that's when we wanted him. And we wanted him against Pretty Boy Floyd, not Money May. I think either one of them beats him. We wanted that fight like 2010 though. But we didn't get it. Yeah. And he went through those 8 weight classes and he carried his blistering hand speed and explosive power with him every step of the way through each one of those weight classes. That's why the PED talk came into, being. Because he came from way down there, like 108 or something? Way down there. I don't know exactly where he started, but he carried that power, explosive power with him every step through every weight class he went through. Okay? He brought his power and speed and all that with him. Yep. He was known early on as a knockout artist with one big weapon. Freddie Roach turned him into a complete wrecking ball. Yeah, Freddie Roach played a big part in Manny's career. Manny destroyed Barrera, Eric Morales, Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, Oscar De La Hoya, and Antonio Margarita. And those were some big names around that time. 2000s, early teens, 20 teens. Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales, Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, Oscar De La Hoya, Antonio Margarita. Manny not only beat him, he destroyed him. Okay? He destroyed him. Then he had 4 fights with the great Juan Manuel Marquez. Will be forever remembered. Now, Manny probably wish he had stopped at 3 because that 4th one didn't work out too well for him. I mean, people thought Marquez had killed him laying over up under them ropes. You know, that was the kind of knockout that had the wife in the audience crying. So Manny probably should have stopped at the trilogy. because and Manny won 2, lost 1, and had 1 draw, but Marquez arguably won 2 because that first one, that draw, I don't know. I would have gave that to Marquez. So that would have been 2-2. Yeah. But all 4 was, well, all 3 of them was good fights. The 4th one was just the destruction of Manny. But the first 3 was classics. I guess the 4th was a classic for Marquez after the way he slept Manny, you know. Now Manny is in the Hall of, well, he's not in the Hall of Fame. I don't think, is he in the Hall of Fame yet? I don't think he's been retired long enough, has he? No, I'm not sure. No, I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame yet. But he will be. He will be. Yeah. Because I think he might be going in like next year. I don't know. No. He fought Ugas, 22? He got a couple more years. What is it, 5 years? Is it 3 years? 5 years, I think. But he's not in there yet because he fought Ugas in 2020. Was it 22? Somewhere around in there. I know he didn't fight last year. But he got a few more years before he's eligible. But he's definitely first ballot. No doubt. Manny Pacquiao is definitely first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. No way he don't make folks first. Something is wrong if Manny Pacquiao don't make first ballot. Just going through the 8 weight classes alone, man, you know. And them names I just said, he not only beat them, he destroyed them, man. Barrera, Morales, Hatton, Cotto, Oscar, Margarito. Back in the 2000s and late 2000s, early 2010s, those were the who's who in boxing, man. Part of it. Along with Floyd and Sugar Shane and all them guys down that level, weight classes. Man, he destroyed all them guys, man. That's why everybody wanted him and Floyd in 2009, 2010, right? I think Floyd still would have beat him, you know. But, yeah, everybody wanted it then. Yeah. But the Pac-Man, definitely a lock for first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. Like I said, if he don't make first ballot, something is wrong, man. If the Pac-Man don't get in there first ballot, they shouldn't even have no Hall of Fame. I'm serious. Okay. You know who that is. He's next. Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea want to go, well, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, full name. Well, yeah, that's his nickname. Pernell Whitaker, a.k.a. Sweet Pea. Was a 1984 gold medalist. Part of that night of gold in the Garden in 84 where they had those, I think it was 4 Olympians made their debuts on the same card at the Garden in 1984. Damn, Cash, that was supposed to be part of your venue show about the Garden. Be quiet. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that was a big night at the Garden. Night of gold. I forgot who the other 3 was. But I'll tell you about it Monday when I do the venue show. But anyway, 1984 gold medalist. Arguably, the greatest defensive fighter of all time. Between him, Floyd, and Willie Pep. Okay. Them 3. Sweet Pea, Floyd, and Willie Pep, man. You could pick any one of those 3 as the greatest defensive fighters of all time, and I ain't mad at you. Okay. All 3 of them was like, Gave defense a new name, man. Almost impossible to outpoint any of those three guys. Yeah, like I said, Sweet Pea is arguably the greatest defensive fighter of all time. Okay, he dazzles his opponents. Quick counter punches, rapid fire jab. He was a master at tagging his opponent with a combination and then safely sneaking away before they could touch him. Okay, Sweet Pea was a master at that. Now, as is often the case with defensive-minded fighters, he was on the receiving end of some brutal judging decisions. And before that bad decision with Julio Cesar Chavez, I told you about it the other day on the judges show. Jose Ramirez, right? Fought him 2 times. Both fights were carbon copies of each other. But the first fight, they gave it to Ramirez. The second fight, they gave the Sweet Pea unanimous decision. Watch those 2 fights. Pernell Whitaker versus Jose Ramirez. Both fights carbon copies. They gave Ramirez one, then the second one they gave it to Sweet Pea by unanimous decision. But the first fight was way over there in France somewhere. Yeah, they had a lot to do with it too. Yeah, but that was just a brutal decision. And then of course the draw against Julio Cesar Chavez was just, them judges should have been locked up for that. That should have been a crime, man. A draw? That Sweet Pea damn near watched the man. He called it a draw. But Sweet Pea did receive wide recognition after that fight for how great he was, because everybody saw it. Everybody saw what happened. Yeah. But yes, those 3 judges should have went to jail for that. That should have been a crime, calling it a draw. But you know, Chavez was 87-0 at the time, and they was marketing that O and all that kind of nonsense. So yeah. That's why I say the government cleaned them off for you up in the 60s, but who needs them? When you was getting shit like that. Bob Father or Mauricio, who needs the mafia when you got clowns like that around? Fixing fights and stuff. Yeah. Probably was better off when the mafia was running it. Mauricio up there changing judges, referee decisions during the fight. Bob Father fixing fight. Look at, like I said, Maxie Hughes and George Kambosos. Obviously a fixed fight, man. Obviously fixed. Because the Bob Father had already had Kambosos in Loma, which is getting ready to happen. He didn't want no Maxie Hughes in Loma. So he told the judge before the fight even started, make sure Kambosos wins. So if anybody give the fight to Maxie Hughes, you will never judge another fight, another top-ranked card. Plus, you getting this envelope under the table. You know? If I was a judge, I would have cheated too. My father probably paying well all that money he got. But yeah, who needs the mafia when you got Bob Father and Mauricio and clowns like that? Fixing fights. But yeah, that fight with Chavez should have been an easy fight to judge, man. Easy. But Sweet Pea pieced him up all night, and Chavez couldn't even hit Sweet Pea, man. I don't know where they saw a draw at. It was crazy. But yeah, that comes, like you say, from that defensive style. Sometimes you be on the wrong in a brutal decisions. Okay. But it didn't matter what style he had. The fight with Chavez was fixed. Okay. They wanted to keep that on. Considered one of the best lightweights of all time. Okay. He retired in 2001. 45 fights. 40 of them wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. Okay. And before his death, he was training. He was training several fighters, right? But none of them will be able to avoid punches like he did. You can't train that. Like they say, you can't teach speed. You can't teach that type of defense. You know, you can't teach that. But he did have several fighters. When he died, I think he got hit by a car or something a few years back. Yeah. Okay. Last. And then we're going to talk about some of these current guys. Certainly not least. Right? The marvelous one. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Let me see. Al Booker says, didn't Ring Magazine put Sweepy on the cover of their next Sports Illustrated? Al Booker had robbed going across his face. Yeah, it was Sports Illustrated. Yeah, put him on the cover that next week, right? Had robbed in big letters, big capital letters going across his face. I used to have that for years. I don't know where it's at now. Probably be worth some money now if still had it in good condition. Yeah, it was Sports Illustrated, Al Booker, right? Yep, and then next edition had him on the cover. Had robbed. Miss Castor turned that heat on again. I'm burning up in here, but it's all good. Keep it on, Miss Cass. I'm good. Okay, number one is Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Now, if I was doing best retired Southpaws all time, he would be number one. The top five would probably be like I had it. Would probably be that. You know, that was the top five. Hector Camacho, Vincent Saldivar, Manny Pacquiao, Pernell Whitaker, Marvin Hagler. Yeah, that would definitely be the top five. But this is not that, but this would definitely be the number one guy. Yeah, this would be the number one guy. Yeah, I'm the box historian, Al Booker. Not a historian. There's a difference. You got to ask Thomas Hill what the difference is. But there's a difference. He told me one time, but it was like a whole paragraph. I got it written down, the difference. Yeah. Between a box historian and a historian. Okay. Number one, Marvin Hagler. Last one. Then I'm going to talk about like 5 active left-handers. Okay? Marvelous Marvin Hagler is not only the greatest southpaw fighter, he's one of the greatest fighters of all time, regardless of stance. I think I had him like number 7 on my all-time list. Yeah. One of the greatest of all time. He was born in New Jersey, but where was it? Massachusetts, Connecticut, somewhere. Rhode Island, somewhere, I forgot. One of those states up that way, but he moved to Italy after he retired though, and became an actor over there. Yeah, became an actor. Tried to get Sugar Ray to come out of retirement for 14 months. Sugar Ray said he was retired. Then when Hagler gave up after 14 months and retired, 1 month later, Sugar Ray came back. That's a duck, man. And I like Sugar Ray, but that's a duck. That is a duck. Now, Hagler had 67 fights. He won 62, lost 3, had 2 draws. Now, he defended his middleweight championship successfully 12 times during one of the most competitive eras in boxing history. One of the most competitive eras in middleweight in boxing history. He held that title, I think, from 1980 to 1987 until he lost to Sugar Ray. Yeah, 7 years, 12 times. That was one of the most competitive eras in middleweight history. John the Beast Mugabe, Iran Barkley, the Hitman came through there, Roberto Duran. Them names all on his resume, man. Most of them Hall of Famers. It is right here. Roberto Duran and Monster Puncher, John the Beast Mugabe. They didn't call him the Beast for nothing. They did not call that man the Beast for nothing. But Hagler enjoyed brawling. And he would sometimes switch it. That's what cost him the fight against Sugar Ray. He fought the first couple of rounds right-handed. Nobody knew why he did that. And that was the difference in the fight. Yeah. I don't know why he started out right-handed like that, man. Orthodox. That cost him that fight. Yeah. But he would sometimes switch it. Right? And he switched seamlessly back and forth during the fight. He had excellent power. Excellent chin, too. As well as anyone. And he retired after that controversial loss to Sugar Ray. But he waited 14 months. He gave Sugar Ray a chance to come back. And this was ridiculous, man. One judge had that fight, 118, 110 for Sugar Ray. Come on, man. That judge should have never judged another fight. 118 to 110? That fight? Wow. Brockton, Massachusetts. That's it, Alberta. Thank you. Yeah, Brockton, Massachusetts. That's where he lived most of his life at, up in Brockton. Born in New Jersey, moved to Brockton, Massachusetts, and that's where he boxed out of mostly. And then after he retired, he moved to Italy and became an actor. I've been there. I was over there with Uncle Sam. It wasn't no vacation. I was in the military, but I've been there, right? Yeah. Yeah, that 118, 110 score, that was pathetic, man. That was just pathetic. Yeah. And Hagler went into the Hall of Fame in 1993. Yeah, first ballot Hall of Fame. Because he retired in 87. I think it's 5 years. Yeah, 93 about right. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think he retired in 88. Okay. The fight was in 87 with Sugar Ray. I think he retired in 88. Yeah. Yeah, 5 years. I think they might have changed it to 3 now, though. I think I read that somewhere. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's talk about some of these, a few current guys, right? That was the list for the retired guys. Now, don't forget, tomorrow the profile is The Rock, Rocky Marciano. This phone is crazy. My phone is crazy. Come on. Which? I got some notes on these current guys. If I can get them. I don't know why I put them in this rack yet. I'm going to switch to this phone. Everybody okay this Thursday, though? We pulling up to another weekend. We got some fights out of the UK. I don't know too many people on the card. You know? For this week coming up. For this card coming up. But it's boxing. That's what we want. It's boxing. What Jay Cardcore said, we'll watch 2 nets or some kind of insects. I know I said it wrong one time. Aunt McQueen corrected me. Is it 2 nets? I don't know. But yeah, it's boxing. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get up I got like 5 active. Since we're on Southpaws, I got 5 active Southpaws we're going to touch on very quick. Okay. I'm trying to see how many likes I got. See if y'all treat me right. Did I have 30 today? Should have at least 20. Let me see. Ooh, 19. That is beautiful. Wait a minute. 20. That is beautiful. Thank y'all. 20 is excellent. That's what I usually get. But I'm gonna be getting 30 one of these days. Now, but let's look at these current 5 current Southpaw fighters. I got you. Where y'all at? I got some notes. Sometimes I can't even read my own handwriting. First one is, I did it alphabetical, and I got 5 of them. First one is Demetrius Andrade. Yeah, he just got smashed. Okay. Probably should have stopped at middleweight, 160. Yeah, he went up there and got smashed. Okay. But we still gonna talk about boo-boo. Demetrius Andrade, okay. He turned pro into this is 5. Since we're on Southpaws, and my show today was on former fighter. This is History Channel, but I'm going to talk about 5 current fighters, right? Demetrius Andrade. Now, Demetrius turned pro in 2008. Okay. Currently has a record of 32-1, just lost to Benavidez, 19 knockouts, nicknamed Boo Boo, from Providence, Rhode Island. Okay. Now, he has had multiple world championships in 2 weight classes, junior middleweight and middleweight. Now, had a decorated amateur career. He won the U.S. National Championships and Golden Gloves twice, and a gold medal twice each. Won the U.S. National Championships and the Golden Gloves 2 times each. He won a gold medal at the 2007 World Championships, and he represented the U.S. at the 2008 Olympics. Didn't medal, and all that was in the welterweight division. Okay, Yeah. Let me turn this phone down. Okay, Tim Lake. Appreciate you stopping by, bro. Always a pleasure. You have a good day. I'll probably see you later on in one of these other chats. Tim Layton says he has to split. Appreciate you for stopping by, Tim. I hope you enjoyed the show. But I'll see you later on today sometime along the line. In the voice, the hangout, or on the closer tonight, the Rise Podcast. Salute to Tim Layton, everybody. You got to leave the building. Okay. Next up is the current face of boxing, Gervonta Davis. Okay. He turned pro in 2013 at 18 years old. Currently 29 years old. Has a record. 29 wins, no losses. 27 knockouts. That is a 93% knockout rate for Gervonta. Calls himself Tank. From Baltimore, Maryland. Home of Cat Sports. Senior from the entire Rise Podcast. Baltimore, Maryland. GP Gregory Pratt. I serve 88. Tank Davis is all our homie. Okay. Baltimore, Maryland. Also known as Tank. Also known as Abdul Wahid. Okay. Now, Tank has held multiple world championships in 3 weight classes, from super featherweight to junior welterweight, including, I can't believe he currently holds the WBA lightweight title. At least I know they tried to give it to him, right? I believe he also fought at 126. Okay. Now, he's known for his exceptional punching power, ring IQ, and counter-punching ability. Tank is ranked as the best active lightweight by BoxRec. Okay? Everybody hit that like button, please. Salute Justin James. Yeah, Justin, I'm sorry. I thought you had had a wrench. I looked at yesterday. You didn't have a wrench. I don't know how I did that. But you got one now. Okay? Yeah. Especially with that JBT behind you now. You got to have a wrench. Why didn't you say something, Justin? All this time you didn't have a wrench. I just realized that yesterday. I said, oh my goodness, Justin James didn't have a wrench. He must think I'm crazy or something. But you got one now, Justin. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, you got one now. Okay. Okay, next up is Earl Spence. Yeah, he got smashed in his last fight too, but he's still a great active southpaw. I guess he's still active. He hadn't officially retired, okay? Now, he turned pro in 2012. Current record is 28 wins, 1 loss, 22 by way of knockout. Okay? He was born in Long Island, New York. Now resides in Texas. I believe it's Dallas, but he resides in Texas now. 34 years old. Also known as The Truth. Earl The Truth Spence. Okay. And he is the truth. Okay. I guess he still is. We gotta see. Coming off that Bud loss. But that was Bud, man. Okay. That was Bud. I'm still Team Earl. He is a former unified champion in the welterweight division, having held the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles between 2017 and 2023. Had a decorated amateur career. Okay. As an amateur, Earl won. He won 3 consecutive United States national championships, and he represented the U.S. at the 2012 Olympics. Okay. Where he reached the quarterfinals. In 2015, he was named Prospect of the Year by ESPN. That was Earl The Truth Spence. Okay. Next is Shakur Stevenson. Shakur turned pro in 2017 from Newark, New Jersey. New Jersey is also home of our own Just Do Boxing, The Voice. Okay. Shakur is currently 26 years old. He don't have a nickname, but I call him Slick. Slick Shakur Stevens. Okay. He don't have one, so I gave him one. Slick Shakur Stevens. Now, he has held multiple world championships also in 3 weight classes: featherweight, junior lightweight, and lightweight, including unified and lineal titles at super featherweight, right? Another decorated amateur. As an amateur, he represented the United States at the 2016 Summer Olympics, winning a silver medal, okay, in a bantamweight division, okay? And as of November 2023, he was ranked as the world's 3rd best active lightweight by BoxRec, okay? Slick Shakur Stevens. And next is Alexander Usyk. Talking about some active Southpaws, current active Southpaws. Now, Usyk turned pro in 2013. He was 26 years old. Like a lot of those Eastern European guys, they turn pro late, you know. They have long, extended amateur careers. You know, they're an amateur, 25 years old, fighting 17-year-olds and stuff. But hey, it is what it is. He's currently 37 years old, from Ukraine, 21-0, 14 knockouts. Calls himself the Car. I never knew that till this morning. This is nicknamed the Car. He's got an undisputed fight coming up at heavyweight against Tyson Fury. When is it? Is it May? It was supposed to have happened, but it's May. I think it's a rematch clause both ways. Yeah. I believe it's May. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, please. Yeah. Anyway, he has also held multiple world championships in 2 weight classes, including the unified heavyweight title since 2021. Currently, he's the WBA, IBF, WBO, right? I think Fury is the WBC, right? So Usyk is WBA, IBF, WBO, right? Okay. He's had the Ring Magazine title since 2022. Currently has that. He previously held the undisputed cruiserweight title from 2018 to 2019. He was the first boxer in the cruiserweight division to hold all 4 major titles in that division. And it's something only a handful of fighters have done. I think it's like, 10, 12, something. It's less than 15, I know that. But it's steadily going up, right? I know it's less than 15. Usyk is in that group, right? He is widely regarded as one of the greatest Ukrainian boxers of all time, and also one of the greatest cruiserweights of all time. Okay, one of the greatest Ukrainian boxers and one of the greatest cruiserweight boxers. Widely regarded as both. He is one of only 3 boxers to have unified the cruiserweight division and then become a world heavyweight champion at heavyweight, along with Evander Holyfield and David Haye. Only other 2 fighters to do that. And Usyk was also a decorated amateur fighter, including winning a gold medal at the 2012 Olympics. Alexander Usyk. Yeah, just had 5 of them. Another Cash Sports winding down. Choose a voice. Just do boxing. I hope y'all enjoyed the Southpaw show. I know I had promised the venue show today, but that's going to be Monday because that's a lot of research. I only got 3 venues done. Got through the Garden, MGM Grand, and Caesar's Palace. You know, I got like 7. I'm going to have 10 venues I'm going to talk about Monday. They bring us these great fights, right? But it's a lot of research because I want to talk about the history of the venue, you know, the capacity, stuff like that. Different types of things they hold at these venues, and some of the great fights that happened at the venues. So that's a lot. And I was crazy and tried to start it last night and do it today. I should have known there wasn't enough time. But I already had the Southpaw show prepared for Monday, so I said I moved that up. And remember, tomorrow is the profile on The Rock, Rocky Marciano. Yeah. Yep. Rocky Marciano tomorrow. Retired undefeated, 49-0. Floyd went to 50. But we also got a guy that's 40, that's 51-0. Ricardo Lopez, but he has a draw. So I guess Floyd looked at that as a blemish. Like I was saying, if he didn't have, if Ricardo Lopez didn't have that draw, Floyd probably would have went for 50-0. 52-0, I mean, yeah. Right, he would have probably tried to pass Ricardo Lopez. He wouldn't know probably to it, he would have. I guess you look at the draw as a blemish, so I don't know. Yeah. But that's what it is. And Rocky's going to be tomorrow. I hope everybody enjoyed this show today. We got like 15 minutes. We want to get a little link time in here. If anybody want to come chop it up and chop it down for like 15 minutes, then we got to get out of the voices way. Because he's up next. That's how we do it in the JBT. We don't step on anybody's toes. And then, you know, when the voice come on, I might as well go off because anybody's going to be listening to me no way. So why would I stay on for? Everybody going to be over there at the voice. And guess who else going to be over there? I'm going to be over there. So I'm definitely getting off at 4 o'clock. I got to go catch the voice. I got to go listen to the voice. Bill, man. I'm getting out of here. You know? Y'all ain't going to leave me here and run over there to the voice. I'm going too. I'm going to put the link in there, Ray. We got 15 minutes. If anybody wants to chop it up, chop it down, or chop it all around. Whatever you want to do. But here we go. What I got to do? Copy and paste. Yeah. Everybody okay this Thursday? I don't know what we got this weekend. I think it's a UK card. I looked at it, but I don't know too many names on it. But remember, we got a top rank card next Friday. Another Friday night of fights. What's that, about 4 so far this year? Yeah. And then, because we had a couple of Thursdays, that's good. Plus we got Pro Box next week. Yeah. So boxing is looking good. We got the Face of Boxing going to be added to the schedule. Where's the Growth at? I haven't heard nothing. She ain't got nothing scheduled yet. It says I looked her up. It says to be announced by her. The Growth haven't fought since July. Time for her to get back in there. Ain't it? I'm coming with the link. I can't walk and chew gum. I gotta be quiet for a second. It is. Anybody want? We got 15 minutes. Anybody like Jay say a burning desire or anything? There it is. Come burn your desire. Well, we get on out of here in 15 minutes and go listen to The Voice. Just do boxing. He builds over there, man. He don't cook, he builds. And I mean, do he build? He's coming up in 15 minutes. But I ain't gonna stay here. I'm going over there. I used to be a voyeur, listening to what he putting down. I think, what's up, D for the win in the building? Salute. D for the win. We winding down. We had the Southpaws. We didn't do the venue show, D for the win. We did Southpaws. The venue was a lot of work. I'm gonna have that Monday. We talked about 12 good Southpaws, though. Yeah. I mean, 12. We even talked about some current active guys. Yeah. Sorry for the paper rat. I got stuff everywhere. Who do you have? We had Freddie Miller, Yvonne Calderon, Sergio Martinez, Gabriel Flash Ellerday, Joe Kozaki, Young Corbett III, Tiger Flowers, Hector Camacho, Vincent Saldivar, Manny Pacquiao, Pernell Whitaker, and Marvin Hagler. Yeah, we went over all of them. And then I did a couple current guys because he had a little time. I did Demetrius Andrade. I did the current face of boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis. I did Earl Spence, Shakur Stevenson, and Alexander Usyk. Yeah. And I hope everybody enjoyed the show because it's almost over. Another good one. Don't forget to stop by tomorrow. We got the Rocky Marciano profile. That's going to be good. Because the Rock could get you up out of there. You know how you say you got to stay perfect? Like when you're fighting the current face of boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis, you got to stay perfect. For 12 rounds, all he needs is one. That's how the Rock was. You better stay perfect. You better not slip up. Jersey Joe Walcott, he slipped up. Jersey Joe was winning on all 3 cards in the 13th round, but he slipped up and went to sleep. The Rock got that one in and never relinquished that title. Now, he fought Jersey Joe and Joe Louis toward the end of their careers, but that's not going to be on the Rock's resume. Only thing going to be on there is those 2 names. And they on there. It ain't his fault they stayed around too long. He didn't play with his food. And we're going to talk about him tomorrow. Much, much more than those 2. It's going to be good. Got a good one for you. Like Steve Harvey said, when the Family Feud coming on, I got a good one for you. I'm going to have a good one for you tomorrow. Yeah. But we winding down now. I appreciate everybody for stopping through again with Cash Sports. You know, I try to keep it simple. You know, there's nothing wrong with the videos and the good music. Like Remo got a fire, that opening over there, and he does it good. But me, I keep it simple. I just come on and talk history. Now I want to get that commercial Remo sent me, but I can't get it. It keeps saying that it's the wrong size for this or something, man. I don't know. Maybe I got to get with Remo because I just cannot get it to come on here. Every time I put it in, it says it's the wrong size. Kicks it out. But other than that, I just come on. I'm the box historian. And remember, not a historian, a box historian. There's a difference. But you got to ask Thomas Hill, the mayor of YouTube, the difference. He told me one time, but he wrote a whole paragraph. So ask him. He ain't in here today. But there is a difference. I'm your local box historian. That's how you get it over here. All history. No mystery. All history. Justin James. Fedora got a media workout that just came on. Okay. PBC channel. Okay, I'm going to check that out. As soon as I get off of here. All right. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I try to do, Justin. You know. Because, the part we love the most about it is when the 2 people get in the ring and go at it. But that's just part of it. I give you other aspects of history. I also talked about boxing styles and different punches and footwork, all that stuff. Sanctioning bodies, promotional companies, trainers. I did shows on all that stuff, man. Yeah. Because we need to know that. You just watch the sport better. Knowing all the things there is to know. That's any aspect of life. Knowing all the things about something will make it better for you. So that's what I try to do. Bring you that history. Each Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock. Because if it's 2 o'clock, it's the box historian. I'm going to be here. Now, I might be late. Like the other day, it was 2:30. I just got home at 5 minutes to 2. So I had to get my slide presentation together and all that kind of stuff, But I got here. I hope everybody enjoyed the show today. I did. I always look forward to 2 o'clock every day, And glad to be part of this thing we call the JBT. It's growing rapidly. Whole bunch of names in here with JBT behind it. Okay. But anyway, the voice is coming up next. I got my 20 likes. 21. Ooh, I got 24 the other day. I am growing. Growing channel. You know, like my friend Jay Hardcore say, it's all about upward mobility. Okay, it's what it's always about. As long as you improve it, you know, one subscriber at a time. That's how you do it. And I carry you right on up to The Voice at 4. And then we watch him build. Okay. And I think he hadn't had that part 2 with Shakura yet. I hope I didn't miss it. But yeah, it's supposed to be a part 2 to that. To the Shakura interview. That thing was fire, man. Yeah. And The Voice with some excellent questions for him. Mike Mason. Are you in Brockton? Okay, Mike. You live in Brockton? Okay. I think you told me that before. You're a Celtics fan. Yeah. Yeah, Mike Mason is a Celtics fan. I like the Celtics this year. Only one can stop them is Milwaukee from the East. But I don't think they will. They got that guy Porzingis. Yeah. But, you know, you got to factor injuries and all that stuff in, too. I started watching around the playoff time because that's when they start playing. The rest of the year, they just going through the motion. Jogging up and down the court. Half of them don't play defense. Walking, traveling. They could call traveling on every play in the NBA. Okay. But I'm getting ready to put this one in the history books. D for the win. Mike Ryan. The Rise Podcast. The Closer. The Unboxing News. Lonnie Lee, #JBT. Shara Whitley. Al Booger. Jewelry Fate 757. J Hardcore, #JBT. The creator of the JBT. Mike Masick. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Remo, #Let's Talk Fashion, #JBT. Tim Layton, #JBT. And Miss Cass, #JBT. The brains behind this Cass Sports operation. I'm the brawn, okay? She's the brains behind it. Couldn't do it without her. Salute to Miss Cass, #JBT, everybody. Okay? Wouldn't be no Cass Sports without her. All right. And once again, I appreciate everybody for continuing to support my growing channel. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all don't know how much. 1,000%. You know, it wouldn't be no Cass Sports without y'all neither. Okay? So, well, I'm glad Tim Layton didn't knock that guy's head off this morning because we need Tim Layton in the TBT. So he was in there, but he didn't do it. Okay. But everybody have a great day. But like I always say, you're not finished with Cass. You can't get away from Cass Sports that easy. You're going to see me again in just do the Hangout or the Rise Podcast. So you ain't done with it. Don't think you're getting away from me that easy. I will see y'all somewhere along the way today in the JBT. But other than that, everybody have a great day. This is Cass Sports. I'm out of here.